What really happened behind the scenes of Burlesque wasn't just movie magic. It was tension, quiet alliances, and moments the cast says they'll never forget. Years later, Cher and Kristen Bell are finally reflecting on what made that set so unusually difficult, and why some details are still left unsaid. The conversation took place on Armchair Expert, the podcast hosted by Dax Shepard, where Cher and Kristen Bell reunited to look back on their experience filming Burlesque. Cher described the movie as something that could have been a fun, memorable project, but suggested that ongoing issues behind the scenes made that difficult. She emphasized that her comments were not aimed at fellow actors, but rather at circumstances involving people in leadership roles. Kristen Bell agreed, describing the shoot as challenging. She explained that her way of coping with chaotic environments is to find connection and humor, often sitting off to the side with Cher or Stanley Tucci and laughing through stressful moments. According to Bell, those small moments of support made a big difference. Shepard then offered additional context, noting that, based on publicly reported information at the time, a romantic relationship between senior figures tied to the production was reportedly unfolding on set. He explained that this dynamic allegedly played out in a dramatic way that affected the working atmosphere for everyone involved. Cher hinted there were other issues she still chooses not to fully discuss. However, she did recall a moment when a male executive allegedly said he wanted to remove a song because he didn't want Cher to ruin the movie, a comment Bell said she didn't specifically remember, though she acknowledged that tension was present overall. Industry reporting later suggested that disagreements between the film's director and a studio executive, who were romantically involved at the time, contributed to visible conflicts on set. According to The Hollywood Reporter, these clashes were difficult enough to unsettle cast and crew and disrupt production. Despite the behind-the-scenes strain, Burlesque performed well commercially. The film earned nearly $100 million worldwide and won a Golden Globe for Best Original Song for Cher's performance of You Haven't Seen the Last of Me. Still, Cher has been openly critical of the film in later interviews, describing it as uneven and expressing disappointment with certain creative decisions, including parts of her own performance. The story of Burlesque shows how a successful film can still carry unresolved tension behind the scenes. And as more actors reflect openly on their experiences, it raises a larger question. How many beloved movies have stories we're only now beginning to hear?